Hello and welcome back to Crafting with Jeanine. Today in this video I am going to be showing how to make these kanzashi flowers. This one here is made using 1.5" ribbon, and these little ones here are made using 7/8" ribbon. The 7/8" flowers measure about 3/4 of an inch wide, and the 1.5" measures about 1.25" wide when you're said and done. So I'm gonna go ahead and show you. I'm gonna start with the big one, and then we're gonna move on to the little one. Move those out of my way, and I'm gonna start. So for these, what I like best, I like the look. I've done them with 5 petals. I don't think I've done 7, but I like the 6-petal look. I think they make perfect looking flowers and all of that. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do 6 petals. So what I do here is, now I have my wood burner with my tip, and then of course my board. So what I do is, when you're doing these, you want squares to get the flowers. So 1.5" is really easy to figure out. So I'm just gonna put it at the line, and then I'm gonna cut them at 1.5". I'm going to cut 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Once again, like I say, if you guys have the space and all that to invest, I would definitely get one of these tempered glass boards and yourself a wood burner to do that, because it definitely cuts down steps and makes it that much easier. So, okay. So in order to form the petals, what we're going to do is you're going to take corner to corner, and you're going to put your corners together, like so. So for this step, for the next step, what I do is I take them and I fold them backwards in half right here at the corner, and then I hold with my 2 fingers, and then I take this side and I bring that corner up to here, and then I bring this corner up to here. So what you have looking in front of you looks like this. So then what I do, and here's another tip: make sure you have good sharp scissors for this part, because you don't want it splitting and fraying and all of that. So what I'm going to do is make sure everything is within. Hold it tight between your fingers here. If you need to use tweezers or something else to grip it, you can, but like I've said in other videos, my fingers have become very used to the heat, so I don't feel it so much. But so what I'm going to do is I'm going to snip this part right here off, so then I have it flat. And then what I do with my wood burner is I take this part right here and I just set it on, and then I pinch with my fingers and I set it so that it looks like this, and it's now sealed it, melted it, and all that other stuff. So then what you're gonna do is you're gonna hold it in your hand like this, and you're gonna come with your scissors. What you want to do is you want to cut straight along this way. So you're just gonna cut this edge off, and you want it to be level here and there. So you're just gonna come and snip. So then here what I do is I open it up. Take it, and I take my finger and I put in and I open it up. And then with my lighter, so I'm not sure if you guys have ever done this before, but what I found is, you see where you can't see where the flame is? That's the part you want to be touching the ribbon. Because I found that if you touch the flame to the ribbon, you get those burn marks. And for this, you really don't want it. So then I just heat it, and then what I do is I take it and I heat it up like that, and then I take and I pinch right here. My camera is going in and out of focus on me. Okay. So then you're just going to heat right here. So then you have this. Like that. So we're going to go through and we're going to do 6 petals. So we're going to fold. And you'll see how quick it goes once you get used to actually making them. And I'm going to snip here. And you will have a bunch of little ribbon pieces hanging around all over the place. Normally I snip over my trash can, but since I'm showing you guys, I'm going to have ribbon all over my board. So like that. And then I keep all my pieces together. And like so. Then we go again. And see how the squares, just like so. And then I snip. And I heat and pinch. Heat and pinch. Oops, got away from me there. Snip. And burn. Now I would say for these flowers you really do need some finger dexterity because you have to be able to hold them, and then of course don't be afraid of the heat. I mean, just don't keep your fingers pressed on it for too long, but eventually you become numb to the heat and you don't feel it. So we're going just like so. Yes, and I do really love my wood burners to do these flowers because it definitely makes for cleaner lines, I would say. But for this side, I use the lighter because I want to be able to pinch them together. So, and I rotate my wood burner a little bit because if you can see, it starts to, but that eventually, as you have it on, it eventually melts off and it goes away, which is really cool because it just kind of disappears. It doesn't like leave it on there forever. But as you're doing them like this, especially with white ribbon, you will definitely get those dark charred marks, and you don't really want that to show on your white ribbon. Alright, last one here. Okay, so now I have my 6 petals all made, and we have our flowers starting. So now what I do is, just move those off to the side. is I pick up from here, and then I use, I have this detailed glue gun, and I'm just going to put a very little bit here. You don't want too much oozing. And then I take the next one, and I use my thumbs, and I push those two together like so. Put my thumbs inside and push them together so that they stick right there. So then I go to the next one, put my blob of glue, and I do the same thing. I line up the tops of them, and I push together with my thumbs. So I line it up so that all of this up here is level and even with each other. Just like so, holding with my thumbs, like I've got my thumbs inside, and I'm pushing in with my nails. Okay, now for this last one, what I do is I put glue on one side first, and then I get it on there, and then I split it just a little bit so I can get my glue gun in there, and then I come over here and I put another deal there, and then you just hold those two together. So they're nice and secure. And then what I like to do with mine is I just take my finger and kind of push those in to flatten off the petals, like so. So we get that look. And then you can put whatever you want in the center, like I've got this paw print that I'm going to do there, or something small. You don't want it to take too much away from the flower, like so. Just glue them in the center. So I'm going to do the paw print because I'm working on something for my kids' school. I have a big local show coming up. So, and we are the Bulldogs. So, just gonna take that and put some glue there, and then get the paw print right there. Get rid of my stringies, like so. And then there you go. So you have that one. So now what I'm going to show you these little ones. Now these little ones, I will tell you, are definitely not easy if you're just learning the steps. I would stick with the bigger ones. And you can go all the way up to the 3-inch ribbon and do them. Just make sure it comes out to a square. But these little ones are a little bit more, they're intricate and they're smaller, so, and you really got to have the finger dexterity for them. So I'll show you a couple with the little ones. So for that, on my board here, what I found, and I just bumped you, so sorry. What I found is that for the 7/8 inch ribbon, if I cut right here between the 3/4 and then the inch mark, right in the middle, it gives me the square I want. So, show you one more time, right in the middle, between those two lines, it gives me that square. And I really like these little ones as just center embellishments on things. And then, of course, these little hairpins that you see. I really like them, and they are so cute. I just get these flat back bobby pins. And it's like, they're just super cute. So we're just going through, cutting out 6 of them. I don't recommend going any smaller than the 7/8 because, as you can tell, the 7/8 is pretty small, and once you start folding, it gets even smaller. So I definitely don't suggest going smaller than that. So, okay, I knocked you again. I'm sorry. So we're gonna go, and we're gonna fold it like we did before. Remember, these are smaller, so it takes a little bit more finger, and you're just gonna fold it down again. You're gonna bring this one up, and then this one up, and just like so. So now I'm gonna hold them, and I'm gonna snip it. Come back to my wood burner, and then I pinch as I heat a little bit, and then I pinch so that the hot ends still secure to each other. So just like that, it's going to be a little harder to get it to split how you want, but you're just going to take your thumb and just go in. And now you're going to snip that bottom off. And get it like so. And then come through and heat it, and then pinch. So we're heating and we're pinching. And as you can see how tiny those petals come out to be, that's on the tip of my finger. And then you would do the same as I did for the big one. And you would make them through, and then you would just glue them together, and you get the same idea, just smaller. And then like the centers is whatever you choose to pick as a center. I like these. They're actually earrings that I found that are really cute. And then you can also take them and you can do something like this with them. You can pair them with anything, like my other flower, like I used it as a center on the bow with a little embellishment. You can do anything you want with them, and so that's the basic idea. Just try not to burn yourselves, but I do suggest getting that wood burner. And I thank you, and please, 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 please like and subscribe. And in the description below, I will put the measurements for these and all of that. So please look, and don't forget to stop by Crafting with Jeanine in Facebook and ask your questions. And please, please, please like and subscribe and tell me how I'm doing. Tell me what you think, and don't be afraid to ask any questions. Thank you, and you guys have a happy day crafting.